India is known for its own traditions, culture, and wide variety of religions. The beauty of this country lies in the coexistence of people with different customs. Whatever we follow today is inherited from our previous generations. And here comes our mythologies that pave a path for what we do. Here's Giridhar in the podcast show Giridhar's Gardi with this beautiful concept. This episode is all about the Hindu mythology, some of the rare unknown facts from the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata that has a lot to teach. But before we go into the details of the episode, I would like to acknowledge some of the earlier comments. Abhinay, one of my colleagues, says Chala Bagundi for the 9th episode music. Thank you, Abhinay. My inter-college lecturer Chalapati sir says, so nice, you are most talented. Thank you so much, sir, for the words of encouragement. One of my college friends, Moin, says, actually you are always inspiring, Giridhar, keep going. Thanks a lot, Moin. As I said, I could equally find you inspiring with respect to your dub smash. Alright, coming to our episode today. Most of us believe in the statement that everything happens for a reason. Yes, that is true. It happened even in our epic Ramayana. Before the incarnation of Lord Vishnu as Rama, his devotee Narad falls for the beauty of a princess called Srimati, the daughter of King Shilnidhi. He gets to know about her from his friend Parvato. He even wants to attend her Swayamvar, wherein the princess can choose one among the kings of various kingdoms. However, he goes in a daze whether she would accept him the way he is. Then he seeks help from Lord Vishnu in transforming him from a sage to a handsome prince who cannot be rejected by anyone. But Lord Vishnu gives him a monkey avatar because Narad is supposed to remain in the state of celibacy, and his birth is meant for promoting Narayan's prayer and rituals related to it. Without noticing his change, Narad attends the Swayamvar function and gets insulted there before everyone due to his appearance. After identifying himself in water, Narad gets shocked and rushes towards Lord Vishnu. He confronts Vishnu and says that Vishnu would have convinced him in any other way without causing discomfort to his self-respect. He feels so bad in thinking that his Lord treats him as a weak sage, and as part of his revenge, curses that Vishnu would also cry in the pain of a woman's departure in his next incarnation, the way he felt for the princess. Adding to it, the way he was given a monkey avatar, even Vishnu would also have to take help from the monkeys in his next incarnation, and without their help, he would remain in the pain, losing all the peace and happiness. That's the reason Lord Ram loses Sita for a while and takes help from Sugriva, Hanuman and monkey army in his battle with Ravan. One more event from the epic Ramayana was the fight between brothers Vali and Sugriv. We rarely hear the reason behind how it all started. Initially, the brothers were very close, and Vali used to be in a protective mode for Sugriv as he is more powerful than Sugriv. In fact, Vali has a boon that his enemy, whoever comes in front of him, would lose half of his power. There was also a time when Ravan, who wanted to conquer the world, gets defeated by Vali, the king of Kishkinda. Ravan wants to take revenge for his defeat and sends his brother-in-law Demon Dundubi against Vali. But Vali kills him brutally in Matang Maharshi ashram and gets cursed from the sage that his head would cut into pieces if he enters the ashram again, as he spoiled the purity of the ashram with a murder. This helps Sugriv at a later point when both of them become enemies. Sugriv gets a place to stay safe away from Vali in Matang Maharshi ashram without any fear. Coming back to the actual story, after the death of Dundubi, Ravan sends another demon named Mayavi, the brother of Dundubi, to go against Vali. This time, the battle lasts for days. Vali fights with the demon inside a cave. After some days, Sugriv and his army, who were eagerly waiting outside the cave, hears a loud voice of Vali and blood coming out of the cave. Unfortunately, they assume that it was Vali who died inside the cave. They go back to the kingdom and Sugriv gets announced as the king of Kishkinda, since the throne cannot be left vacant for a long time and Vali's son Angad was too young to rule the kingdom. However, Vali kills Mayavi inside the cave and comes out. Upon seeing the sudden developments, Vali gets angry and misunderstands that Sugriv was plotting for the throne. He feels deceived and tries to kill Sugriv. Hanuman comes in rescue of Sugriv before Lord Ram visits Kishkinda and kills Vali. With this story, it is evident that trust and understanding are very important for any relationship to survive, without which even brothers can become foes. If Sugriv had trust on Vali's power, he would have still waited for some more time to see the truth. Or, if Vali had trust on Sugriv that his younger brother would never cheat him, he wouldn't have waged a war against Sugriv and ended his own life. We even know that truth is something that cannot be hidden and it gets revealed in its own way when the time comes. Here lies the story of Dhritarashtra, the king of Hastinapur from the great epic Mahabharata. Dhritarashtra is not bad by nature, but his love for his sons, especially his elder son Duryodhana, makes him do anything irrespective of whether it's good or bad. He always used to remain quiet, although he was aware of the fact that there's injustice happening to his brother's sons because of his own sons and brother-in-law Shakuni. After the Mahabharata war and the death of Kauravas, Dhritarashtra gets upset and wanted to kill the Pandavas, especially Bhim, who was responsible for Duryodhana's death. He invites Bhim for a hug, whereas his intention was to crush him into pieces, as he is powerful enough to do so. However, Lord Krishna notices the same and sends a statue of Bhim instead of the real Bhim. Everyone gets shocked on seeing the statue crushed into pieces by Dhritarashtra, and thus the truth gets revealed. Likewise, mythology has a lot in its store to offer for us. Some facts would inspire us, and we can even identify a change within. Although we cannot guarantee the reality of these facts, I question, what's wrong in believing something that teaches us good? Give a thought. I will be back with another episode next week. If you enjoyed listening to this episode, do like, comment, share and subscribe. Shabba Khair.